Shalom. We are once again prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom and to tell our people, the so-called Native Americans, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, guess what? You are the true children of Israel. Before we start, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. All right? Somebody give me Jeremiah 28 and 8. Now, this wicked ass kingdom we prophesying against, all right?
Right.
This place is on its last leg, all right? It's circling the drain. And it's slowly being made manifest. This coronavirus, right? These rumors of wars. You got that up?
Yeah, kind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It said, the prophets that have been before me.
The prophets that have been before us, right?
And before thee of old.
All right.
Prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Guess what? That's what's going on right now. War, evil, and pestilence. Yahweh Shah is making these things manifest. All right? And through the spirit, you know, the brother was going into this, how these things are going to cause what? A global system breakdown, which is going to cause what? The RFID chip to be made manifest. All right? These things are going to be coming to pass. Give me Ezekiel 33 and 33. And then you're going to know that there's a prophet that has been before you. All right? There's starting with our apostles and elders on down, they've been prophesying about these things from the beginning. All right? Through the spirit. You got that?
Yeah, God, this is Ezekiel 33 and 33. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come.
It will come.
Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
Then you're going to know what the apostles and elders been teaching for 35 plus years is the truth. All right? Give me Habakkuk 2 and 4. 2 and 2. All right? And these things are not going to tear, man. They're going to come to pass. All right? It's the spirit of Yahweh Shah. We are just mortal men, man. We vessels. Right. All right? We just going to bring out the word. Point blank period, man. You got that out?
Yeah, this is the book of Habakkuk 2 in verse 2. It's like this is the book of Habakkuk 2 in verse 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth.
And guess what we're doing? We out here prophesying and making this vision plain upon tables. All right? He said that in the last days, we're going to have a smorgasbord of what we're going to be able to teach out of, man. All right? You can go to this door, right? This live stream and get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then you can go to this live stream and get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is the plain words that we're making up on tables. Read that again out.
This Habakkuk 2 in verse 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth.
And guess what? When you hear this word, guess what, man? You take off running, man. All right? You ain't looking back. Because this word is finished.
Right.
All right?
Yeah, God.
You got more on that?
Yeah, a little bit more. Verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
And guess what? It's speaking loud and clear right now.
That's right.
America's finished. This place is over with. Those thermonuclear missiles are going to burn this place up.
That's it.
You got something else?
I got something for you. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Man, our redemption is drawing nigh, man. It's even at the doors, man. Yeah. All right? We got to measure the time diligently, all right? What else measuring the time diligently? We know where we at in these prophecies, man. And guess what? It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra 9 and 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And the end is made manifest, man. It's even to the doors. All right? Go ahead.
Yeah, kind. It says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs.
And effects and signs, man. These signs are being made manifest. America is finished, man. Don't you see it? Don't you see the high cost of living? Don't you see the low pay? Don't you see how our people are at a lower state? Don't you see these things?
Right.
You got more on that?
That's it. I
You got a precept? Go ahead.
Isaiah 58 and 1, cry loud, spare not, lift up the voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
And that's what we out here to do. We out here to show our people their transgression. All right, we out here searching for the elect of the children of Israel.
And the house of Jacob, their sin.
And the house of Jacob, these Israelites, these people on this sign right here, man. You are the true children of Israel, whether you want to believe it or not.
Right.
You can be stiff-necked and hard-necked all you want, but that's going to lead to your death. Point blank, period.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
You got more? You got more in there?
Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 12 and 36. It says, thou only has been meet to know this secret of the highest. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
And hide them. Hide these words hidden, plain in the book. Because Yahweh Shah has made it manifest to his meaning. Right. You got that Amos 3:6.
Con. It says, therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
That's it.
Yep.
Jump up to 35.
Okay, yeah, Con. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 12 and 35. This is the dream that thou sawest.
You read 36 already?
Yeah, I read
36.
Okay, Con. This 2nd Ezra 12 and 37. Write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
Go to 38.
Okay, Con. It says, and teach them
There you
to
go.
the wise of the people.
Teach them to the wise of the people.
Yeah.
We know 2/3 of our people are not going to get this.
Right.
All right, we know this.
Right. Beautiful.
Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 3.
Bad.
O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth?
Read that again.
Verse 3. O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they are not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction.
See how people go through hell every day, but they refuse to see this correction that's in this Bible, man. They
right.
refuse to hear the words of Yahweh Shah.
Right.
They stiff-necked and hard-headed. Go ahead.
They have made their faces harder than a rock.
Guess what? We're going to make our face hard against yours, too. Go ahead.
They have refused to return.
They have refused to return to Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
Therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish,
Foolish.
but they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their power.
And you're not even inquiring to hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Read that again,
Back at verse 4, therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, but they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their power.
Yeah, you think that you just got a so-called refund check of your own money, and you think you in good case.
Yeah,
You think you in good case.
That's it.
That's spirit.
I'm over here talking about that right now. Huh?
You don't realize you poor. You poor in spirit, man.
Hey, but can I say too?
Go ahead,
This knowledge, that proves when you read Romans, the 11th chapter, this knowledge is compared to riches.
Right.
So Jake's poor, man.
Poor in spirit, man. And you don't even know it. You think that you can get you a little check from this wicked ass government and you straight. You don't even know it. You got more on that?
Verse 5, I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto
I will get what?
Come on now.
get me unto the great men.
Why that word great though, man?
Come on now.
There's no coincidence when you have by Shah, man. Go ahead.
And will speak unto them. But they have known the way of the Lord and the judgment of their power.
So 1/3 of the men of Israel are going to know the way of the Lord and the judgment is power, man. We revel in his judgment, man. When those damn tornadoes hit Nashville, guess what? Call Lord Yahweh Shah, man. All right? Because we know that this judgment being brought on this place is going to be our liberation, man. All right? This is going to be us getting the hell out of here, man. And this kingdom got to be taken down for the next kingdom to be set up.
Right.
This is the book of Amos 3, in verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Yep.
And the people be not afraid?
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? We blowing a trumpet right now. Before any kingdom is taken down, Yahweh Shah, he sends out his prophets to prophesy against that wicked ass kingdom, man. Go ahead.
It says, shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?
Right?
It says, surely the Lord's power will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the
And
prophets.
that's why we out here to be able to tell you what's going on in this world according to this book, man. Because he's revealed the secret things to his servants, the prophets.
Con. This is 2nd Ezra 6 And 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world.
Esau, the so-called white man, right?
Esau is the end of the world.
Go ahead.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that
So
follows.
this wicked ass kingdom got to go there for our kingdom to be established.
Right.
Point blank, period. You got a question?
No, y'all right.
Come around here, man. Come chop it up, man. What's your father living?
Coaching staff for families.
Catholic. What's your nationality?
Italian.
Italian.
Oh, you might be Italian.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. Think, what you feel about homosexuality?
Sad.
Sad. What's sad about it?
Men and stuff. Having sex and stuff like that.
All right. Do you know how? Excuse me. Do you know the Most High says that they supposed to be put to death for that? How do you feel about that? Good. Give me Yeah. Yep. Okay. Kind. So you say you're Italian. Your folks go back to Italian. Your great-grandfather go back to Italian. Did you know that back in I don't too particular know the dates, but Negroes popped a lot of Italians in a certain period of time. So you may look like a so-called white man, but your lineage goes back to the Israelites.
Yeah, could very well so.
You know, the spirit is gonna bear witness with this. Give me that what you get.
Yeah, because this the book of Leviticus 20 and verse 13. This is, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, and their blood shall be upon them.
And that's the will of Yahweh Shah. That they be put to death, point blank period. That does agree with you. You have no problem with that, right? You have no problem with that?
Yeah, this Jude, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
So this wicked ass kingdom who sets up laws to protect homosexuals, guess what? They're just like Sodom and Gomorrah, and their judgment is being written right now. All right, their judgment has already been pronounced. We just waiting for the sentence to be followed. How do you like your steak?
I like Florida.
No, your steak.
Oh, my steak.
Yeah.
How do I like it?
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Medium rare. No problem, man. Give me you hold something? Yeah. Go ahead.
It's Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie?
Yeah, who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie? Who told these homosexuals they can have rights? Go ahead.
And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator,
Go ahead.
who is blessed forever among us.
So who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie? The so-called white man. All right, now I'm not gonna too much. Yeah, you can't get around that. I'm not gonna hold too much against you as far as medium rare, because that's something that you could have been brought up on. That's something that could have been taught to you. All right, but as Israelites, you know, the Most High declares for us to cook all the blood out of our meat. Point blank period. We're not supposed to eat any blood. Why? Because the life is in the blood. All right. The meat's supposed to be completely void of blood before you eat it. Point blank period. You got that?
Genesis 25.
Yep.
This is the book of Genesis 25, and I'm gonna start at verse this Genesis 25, and I'm gonna start at verse 26.
Now, this describes the so-called white man because they like the meat bloody. They like it. The rare they can have it, that's the best they want.
This Genesis 25, I'm gonna start at verse 28. This Genesis 25, verse 28. It says, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Yep.
And Jacob side pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said unto Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear unto me this day thy birthright. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
So Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for some bloody red pottage, man. All right, they love their meat rare.
Yeah. This is Genesis 9:4. It says, but flesh with the life thereof, which the blood thereof, shall you not eat.
So you don't supposed to eat the blood in the flesh. Why?
God, it says, but the flesh,
There you go.
this is Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the light thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall you not eat.
So the blood in the flesh is the life. You don't supposed to eat it. All right? You got that? Go ahead.
It's Leviticus chapter 17, verse 13. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
Read that for me again.
Verse 13. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel,
Or the children of Israel is the distinction. Go ahead.
or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
See, that's a law, man. You don't supposed to have any blood in your meat. No bloody meat, man. All right? Yeah.
This is the book of Hebrews 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. And for he knew how that afterward that he should inherit the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
See, and that's what these so-called white people do now. They seeking this birthright, but they can't have it because they already sold it all the way back to Esau. How do you feel about the Savior? You think he's a so-called white man? You think the Savior, Jesus Christ, who they know as Jesus Christ, is a so-called white man? Does it say that in the Bible? What does it say in the Bible? I know you say you're a Catholic. Do you even read the Bible? Are you still
African
practicing?
man, white African man.
Give me that.
Yeah, this is Revelation. This is Revelation 1, and I started 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the pouch with a golden girdle.
All right, this man had a golden girdle on him. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the pouch with a golden girdle. His head and his hair were white like wool.
See that, man? His head and his hair is white like wool. I mean, the hair on his face and the hair on his head was white like wool. White in color, texture, woolly. Right? Go ahead.
As white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So your feet gonna match everything else on your body, right?
Right.
So why did the Catholic priests give us white double Jesus, right? Why did they give us that? That's not in the Bible, right? That's not in the Bible.
Okay, I got that too.
So according to the Bible, the Savior looked more like this than this. We deal with the truth of the Bible.
That's right.
Point blank period. You got that? Give me that.
It's Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Euphaz. His body also was like the beryl.
And guess what? He had on a green garment. Go ahead.
And his face as the appearance of lightning. And his eyes as lamps of fire.
Once again, like flames of fire. Go ahead.
And his arms and his feet.
His arms and his feet
like in color to polished brass.
Like in color to polished brass. So where the hell they get that from? You ain't never read the Bible and seen that wasn't in there? And why you made the statement that the so-called Jesus Christ, because that's not his name, is a so-called white man.
I thought he was a white man.
You thought he was a white man, but now you know, right?
Hey, can I say the truth?
Go ahead, you got it.
When you go into that, when you go into Revelation, the first chapter, what's that, 14th verse? I read what's that, liken to the Son of Man. You go into the word like, it means to resemble. So that you can't get around it.
Yep.
Resemble. When some resemble, you can't. What other word can you look for?
That's it.
If I say if I tell you that the word means resemble, then nothing else you can throw at me.
Nothing.
So when the scripture says we had a certain color, it's how with a certain texture. And you go into the word like it and say resemble, that means it actually resembles the Son of the Most High. You know?
Let me ask you a question, man. Do you actually believe in the Bible? Do you really? How often do you read the Bible?
Every day.
Every day. When's the last time you read?
Psalms and Genesis.
Psalms and Genesis. What you read in Psalms?
How God created the earth and made light and darkness.
Oh, well, you talking about in Genesis?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you a question?
it.
Well, I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever read in the scripture where it concerns nations? You never read where it concerns nations? Well, the gist of what we teaching out here is the people right here on this side is the true people of the Most High. The Most High have a chosen people. Out of all the nations, I believe what you got, 18 nations on the planet Earth. You have an elect nation, right? Yeah, y'all can flip that around too. Okay.
That picture right there.
Right, this picture right here, that would be an accurate depiction of the one who you know as Jesus Christ. According to the scriptures, not according to our own, no elaborate plan we can copy. We can read the
So that's
scriptures.
not Jesus on that picture?
No, of course not.
It's a man called Caesar Boy.
So hey, can I say something real quick? If that established, right, that means these people are in trouble.
Oh yeah, with this stuff on
It's a
No,
rapper.
the people who look like this, right? If the Savior, all right, if the highest power conceivable would look like this, that means the people that look like this is in trouble. Why? Because this people, it's well documented, right, that this people oppressed that people. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's the message that we bring. Yep, y'all got to go ahead.
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra 5 and 23. It said, "O Lord, thou bearest rule over of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof."
Oh, can I say real quick? Those trees symbolizes the nation, right?
Yep, that's it.
Somebody get that real quick. I believe that's Mark. Is that Mark the 4th chapter? No, I think it's 8th. The 8th chapter, something like that.
I got it up.
Yes, go ahead.
Yep.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 8,
That's it.
and verse 23. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him,
And that's symbolic to what Yahweh did with us, man. The hand symbolizes Yahweh, man. We was all blind at one point.
Yep.
You know, we didn't know who we were, man. The Lord took us by the hand. The hand of Yahweh led us out. Go ahead.
he asked him if he saw aught.
Go ahead.
He looked up and said, "I see men as trees."
Right, so you see where trees is symbolizes nations. And even when you go into Genesis where you talk about how Adam they hid behind the trees of the field, that's symbolic to Israel hiding behind these different nations and their philosophy. So you got what you got? Did you get that?
Isaiah 14 and verse 8, it says, "Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us."
Yeah, that's dealing with the other nations. And that's why scriptures, talk about the box tree, the fir tree. That's dealing with all these different nations. Okay? So y'all go back to where you was at.
Yeah, cut. This is 2 Ezra 5 and 23. And it said, "O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine."
Hey, see?
And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and all the flowers thereof.
Right, can I say too? All the lands of the earth. What's that one pit? Jerusalem. You know? All right.
It says, and all the flowers thereof one lily. And of all the
so can I say real quick, the Lord is particular. The Lord has his favor. And that's what a great king, that's what the attributes of a great king, that's what he would possess. A great king don't settle, man. He want the best of the crops, man. He want the cream of the crop. He want the best of the women, he want the best of the wine, he want the best of the food. And he deserved that. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the city, all builded cities.
That's what he looks like, that picture.
That's a closer depiction than that right now.
It says, in all the builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion thyself unto thyself, and of all the fowls that are created.
Hey, can I say, man, come on, man. That right there proves that the Lord Yahweh Shema is not dealing with each and every nation on the planet Earth, man.
Right.
The Lord said he have hallowed Zion unto himself, man. All right? Which, when you go into Zion, they go back to Zion. You know? Meaning the Lord have not forgotten Israel. No matter what, you know, how far this fall from grace have been, how far we've been removed from our customs. You know, people look at our people and they say, well, these nothing but a bunch of niggas, specks, and wetbacks, right? Thugs and criminals. But the Lord haven't forgot us. That's why we coin with that phrase, Zion. Okay? Yep, you got that? Get that.
This is the book of Isaiah 49, verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should have not, read again. It says, can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
Right, so the Lord have not forgotten his people, man. No matter how bleak it might look for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The Lord haven't forgotten you.
Right.
You know? And that's the gospel, man. That's the good news. See, if it's good news, that means by default it got to be bad news for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if I get good news like I won the lottery, that's bad news for you. You didn't win it. Yeah, go ahead.
Continuing on to verse 16. Behold, I have driven thee upon the palms of my hand. Thy walls are continually before me.
That's right. And really, when you go into that, that's dealing with Yahweh Shai. This is why when you read, I think that's John the 15th chapter, where the Lord said, those who abide in me, I and you. Where the Lord said he engraved us in the palm of the Lord's hand. Who is the hand of the Lord? His son, man. Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Yeah, that's the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. It's not Jesus Christ. Okay?
How do you say it?
Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, say it.
Ohio Shah.
Say it again.
Ohio Shah.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai.
Hard to pronounce.
Say that again, brother. Say it again. It's hard to say, right? Yeah, because that's a very powerful name. It's dreadful amongst the heathen too now. Come on, you got something out? Bring it up.
This is Joel 2:27, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Oh, the Lord is in the midst of us, man. The Spirit of the Lord dwells in us. Oh, and this is scripture goes. I believe that was you were reading. Mike was not there, but scripture talking about God had chosen one people. Go ahead, get that.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Right, the Lord said he's our God. When that word God, it goes back to the Hebrew word Allah, which means what? Right. So if he our power, that means if I got a house, right? And the power bill that I pay, that power, it suffices my house, man. It don't suffice your house. That power turn my microwave on, not your microwave, man. My TV, right? So the Lord is the power of the house of Israel. Yeah, man, not you, okay? Or any of you other nations out there.
It says, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
Oh, and that's possessive. It said, my people shall never be ashamed. Really, when you go into that, when you really scratch beneath the surface, that's dealing with the elect. Okay? All right, yeah. You got it out, you got it.
And on even Matthew 1st chapter, it says, Yahweh Shai is the same as people. That's possessive. All right? I got a precept on our screen. It's Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, he become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
Yeah, and that's symbolic to Israel. Hey, because when you consider these different nations, Israel is the most unfaithful nation, man. Jake get into everything. Jake 5%ers, Jake into goddamn Buddhism, Jake into Islam, Jake into witchcraft, Jake aligned himself with being Moors and damn Black Panthers. You know? That's a form of playing the harlot right there, man.
Right.
So your land has been greatly polluted. Oh, that's why when you read Revelation 14 chapter, the Lord compared his elect, those who he's going to join to his son, which when you go into what was the ancient custom? The father usually would marry off the son to somebody. So the Heavenly Father said, you know what, I'm going to join my son to the elect. And they are known as virgins, man. Those who will not defile with any other women. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, you got it.
It says, but thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Yet, return again to me, saith the Lord.
Right, and the only ones that's going to return here in this lifetime is the men that you see, as well as the believers out there, man. Okay? Those who believe on the word. And they tell you that in St. John 17 chapter. All right? We the only ones that's going to return to our power. Yeah, go ahead, Up. That was it? All right, come on, give me what you got real quick. We'll give it.
Okay, Con. This back in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, and I start back at 26 again. It says, and of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove.
Yes, so the highest power conceivable out there, who you people know as God, his name is Yahweh, he has favorites, man. He even have one favorite bird. Go, read that again.
It says, and of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove.
And that favorite bird is a dove. Harmless is dove. We the dove.
See?
We the dove. Yeah, go ahead, Up.
It says, and of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
And we the sheep.
That's it.
And that's that key word there is one, man. Hey, I'm going to say this. The Lord was faithful. We was the ones who was unfaithful. The Lord remained faithful. The Lord never said, you know what, since you went off, I'm going to marry Moab. Or I'm going to marry Esau, man. The Lord remained faithful, man. You the only nation I know, man. The Lord going to keep his integrity, man. But since he's a great king and he has jurisdiction, he can put you to death at his leisure.
So God looks like that in the picture, right?
Yeah, that's how the Lord look. And that's troubling you, right? He said, yeah, man. That's how the Lord look, man. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as they say, man. That's the reason why the Lord came, you know, it tells you. As a matter of fact, somebody give me Hebrews 7:14 real quick. You got that up?
Oh, no, I haven't had that on that.
Yeah, because everybody was equal. Why didn't the Lord just make everybody equal? Why everybody just didn't look alike?
Number 12 look like you.
Yeah, number 12. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
It's Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
Yeah, so the Lord says, my son, man. That's possessive right there. Right? All right, come on. So give me what you got.
Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
Right, it is evident, man, that our Lord, evidence goes into physical, something that you can see. You know, if you're in a court of law, you produce evidence. All right, something that you can examine. Yeah, something tangible. There you go, out. Something that you can scrutinize, something that you can observe and say, you know what, hold up. It's the glue. Proof. There you go, brother. Proof, right? Read it again.
God, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
Right, sprang out of Judah. Go ahead.
Of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
Right, so that's the scriptures going into a physical, that's the physical overtone of the scriptures. That's why through the Spirit we got this sign. That's why again when you read Revelation the first chapter, it says, I saw in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, which when you go into that word candlesticks, it goes back to churches. Now when you look up that word churches, it goes back into groups of men out on the street teaching. Why? Because the candlestick is where the light is held.
Right.
Amidst the darkness that you see in Babylon the Great, this is the beacons of light. So amidst the 7 candlesticks, there's an image of the Lord, likened unto the Son of Man.
In the midst.
In the midst, man. Spiritually and even on a physical level. That's why the scripture said, who shall declare his generation, man? Because we are the ones that were set up to give you the truth concerning the scriptures. Yeah, that's how the Lord looks, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the brain what you got.
This is Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Right, children of Israel. Go ahead.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's read that again. Read that one more time.
Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
Right,
of all the
you
families.
only have I known, man. Somebody give me Malachi 3:6. Go ahead.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Right, so we are the nation that's held accountable. That's why you see our people catching so much hell, enduring so much afflictions. Why? Because we the chosen people of the Most High, man.
That's right.
That's why we go through so much hell, man. So we got to be held accountable for our shortcomings, man. Okay? And that's the truth, man. Okay, we're in a time now where truth is finally taking root. Hey, matter of fact, somebody give me Habakkuk 2:14, man. We're in a time where truth is finally having its course throughout the planet Earth. And that's uncomfortable, man. See, we out here on the front line. We can see the looks on the people's face. We can see people squirming when precepts come out. That's how we know that this truth, man, is powerful, man.
That's it.
We the witnesses that Yahweh spoke about. These shall be witnesses unto me in all Judea and Jerusalem and the end of the world, man. You looking at them. Why? Because we here. We right here, man. We have been thrust in the midst of Babylon, man. All right, come on. What did I ask you?
Habakkuk 2:14.
Yep, bring it
This
up.
is Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord.
Right, and that's where we at in the process, man. The earth is now being filled with the knowledge of the Most High. Yeah, right now, it's beginning to be common knowledge that the Lord will be a so-called man of color, man.
Right.
And that the so-called white man would not be the true image of the Lord. Even so-called white people concede to that now. They say, yeah, we know he couldn't have been a so-called white man, but then they'll try to deviate from who he really is by saying he would look like, somebody in the Middle East. He would look like one of those Arabs, you know? Yeah, go ahead, huh?
Yeah, Habakkuk 2:14 again. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
As the waters cover the sea. And that's symbolic to this word going out on the internet when you really go into that. You know, just read Isaiah the 43rd chapter. Go ahead, huh?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out. And
Oh, that's it. Read that again out the water.
for evil shall be put out,
Uh-huh.
and deceit shall be quenched.
And deceit shall be quenched. Go ahead.
As for faith,
Right, when you quench something, you use water to quench it. Pursuant to the book of St. John, the 7th chapter, it tells you that this word is like living waters, man. And that translates to this knowledge going out by way of the internet. That's why you have live streams. Okay? Go ahead, huh?
God, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome.
Right, corruption is being overcome, man. Okay? Esau and his whole system, his structure is being broken down by something as subtle as the truth. And what's the truth? That these are the real Israelites on this side.
Right.
I know that this is a heavily so-called Jew-populated area, and your forefathers told you that you was the Jews. But guess what? You are not. The true Jews would be the so-called Negroes, man.
That's right.
The people have
That
been.
I agree with.
That what you agree with, see? Call Allah Yahweh. Why? Because truth is finally having its place here on the planet Earth.
And Jesus was correct.
He was brown. Right. And that's the Spirit of the Lord. She just said Jesus was brown.
And you see my dad, he's brown. But I won't tell
See, but that's the Spirit of the Lord. I said I knew that she was a so-called too, man.
Not so cool.
I mean, you might be.
Yeah, you might
You
be.
might be. I can't question that. You might be. You might be, ma'am. You might be, ma'am. That's right. That's right. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She might say yes. She right.
Yeah, Judah.
Hey, have a good day. Have a good day. Appreciate it. Hey, yeah, she told the truth though, man. She told the truth, man. You know?
It says, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And the truth which have been so long without fruit. Why? Because Esau in his pursuit of power has been riddled with nothing but deception, man. And that shroud of darkness that you read about in Isaiah the 16th chapter. And what these prophecies is compared to, a light. And a light is set up in effort to shed light and expose the things that's done in the dark, man. Right? Look at this devil, man. And this devil taking pictures. Hey, no picture, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 8.
Oh, yeah, something was like that.
Okay,
Okay, so go ahead, bring it up.
It's Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. It shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles.
Right, with candles, man. And that's these camps. Okay? Go ahead, up.
And punish the men that are settled on their lease.
Right, because Jake is comfortable with being, oppressed by their enemies. You know, they cool with this idea of becoming acclimated in America, busting their ass every week. Right. If they got a little change to trick off on the weekend, pay their car note, pay their mortgage. Right. Then they get their income tax check, and it's a wrap. You see colorful, you see niggas in Jordans and, yeah, man. Yeah. Go ahead,
They say in their heart, the Lord will not do good.
Right, in their mind, deep down, they believe that the Lord is dormant. They don't know that the Lord is alive and well, man. I did a video, I did somewhat of a continuation of it. We had the girl over in Atlanta, man. That was a beautiful piece of work, man. She was in a car accident. She escaped the real drama, right? And she was standing waiting on the police to get there. And an old lady, which could have been a demon, all right, an angel, rolled up, and I could see it. She tried to pull it up. Hey! Boom, and she hit. It was like Final Destination. She ran into a pole across the street, and that caused the other pole to swing like a pendulum. It swung like a pendulum and knocked the girl into the heaven, knocked her into the spiritual world, man. It killed her, man. Yeah, who can deliver out of my hand, man? Hey, man, how about you outside a special death for? And the reason why we know that was sanctioned by the Lord, because the prophets brought it out, man. See? Come on.
It says, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Yeah, that's what you people think. You think the Lord is just sitting on his hands, like the Lord ain't gonna make a move. When really, when you go into it, the Lord is constantly making moves. Matter of fact, give me that in Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. I think like the 5th verse. Yep, 3rd chapter, the 5th verse. Somebody get that real quick. You got it out? Yep. Go ahead.
There's Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 15.
I think verse 5.
Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof.
Right. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. Meaning the Lord is around you. You can't escape Yahweh. You can't escape Yahweh outside. Matter of fact, somebody get what's that? Ecclesiastes? No, Wisdom of Solomon 12.
Okay.
Right at the top. Esau, man. So read this again,
It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof.
Right, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. Go ahead.
He will not do iniquity.
He will not do iniquity. Go ahead.
Every morning does he bring his judgment to light.
Right, every morning he brings his judgment to light, meaning what? He enlightening you. Case in point, when you wake up, you turn into Fox 6. That's our local thing. Fox 6. Right?
Yeah.
You hear about somebody just died in a house fire. Somebody died in a horrific shooting. Somebody died in a car accident. Okay? That's a form of the Lord bringing his judgment to light by way of the news. Come on now. Go ahead.
He faileth not.
He faileth not, meaning the Lord is the biggest serial killer out there, man. And guess what? The Lord takes responsibility for that. Just read Isaiah 45 and 7. Go ahead. Hey, the Lord is the terrorist, man. The Lord is the biggest terrorist out there, man. Right? And you notice, right, these different terrorists like Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, they always claim responsibility for different terrorist acts, right? So guess what? That's what the Lord did. The Lord claimed responsibility for killing the people in the time of Noah, man. Killing them Hamites in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah and the 5 cities, man. Oh, when you read, what's that? Luke 13, where the tower fell on the people. The Lord took responsibility for that. You got something? Bring it up.
Isaiah 45 and verse 7. I formed the light and created darkness.
Read.
I make peace and create evil.
Go ahead.
I, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, do all these things.
And that's a concept that's foreign to you people. Your pastors and preachers have conditioned you to believe, you know, the pastor that you're paying them tithes to,
That's right.
he conditioned you to believe that the Lord was conditioned to all love and happiness. Did you know, hey, did you know that the Lord, he promotes fury and wrath and anger and hatred? And guess what? We're in the time of his judgment, man.
Right.
The Lord has paused the spring into action concerning the judgment of America.
That's right.
Right? The Lord's about to overthrow this place, man.
That's right.
I got something.
Go ahead.
It's the
Damn
book of-
beacon and shit. Go ahead.
This is the book of
That's
Jeremiah 9 in verse 24.
That's it.
But let him that glorieth glory in this,
Read.
that he understandeth and knoweth me.
How do you understand and know of the Lord? By reading the scriptures. For an example, when you read Judges, the 11th chapter, we're going to Jephthah and his daughter. That's cold, man. That's cold, man. Don't make us go there, man. We can go there, man. We can take you into a glimpse. We can walk you through the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Oh, that's why when you read what's that? Malachi the 3rd chapter, they say the Lord whom you seek it. So, you know. Well, guess what, man? You act like you want to know the Lord so bad, we can present him to you, man. But you might not like it. You might not be comfortable with it, man. The Lord will kill your only daughter. And I'm not just saying that. He'll burn up. Again, that's in Judges the 11th chapter. Go ahead, Doc.
Read it again. It's Jeremiah 9 and verse 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me,
Read.
that I am the Lord which exercise loving kindness.
Right, the Lord exercises loving kindness, which is in the form of having mercy on us by giving us his knowledge. Go ahead.
Judgment.
Judgment, man. The Lord is all about judgment. Matter of fact, somebody give me, I think that's Psalms 89, and I believe it's like 14, if I'm not mistaken. It might be that. If not, yeah, go ahead and get it.
It's Psalm chapter 68, verse 20.
That's it.
He that is our power is the power of salvation.
Right. He that is our power is the power of salvation. Go ahead.
And unto the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, belong the issues from death.
Right. So when you hear about a toddler get shot by a stray bullet, or even an elderly, you know, he died in a horrific house fire. They found him, he was crawling out the house. Yeah. His hand on the doorknob. Guess what, man? The Lord orchestrated that, okay? And we can go there. It tells you that in Amos the 3rd chapter, the 6th verse. If there be evil in the city, have not the Lord done it, man? So get what? The Lord gonna destroy you Americans, man. Right? Damn Babylonians, man. Yeah, go ahead, huh?
It's a question mark. Who else did it but the Lord?
Yep, that's right. You see that? This place is finished, man. You know, right now, y'all can't see all the swarm of activity going on behind us, man. But these people going about their business, you know, they got this business as usual approach. Not knowing that the Lord is growing up heavy judgment, man. Right? Yeah, the days of Noah, that's it, huh? That's right. Yep, come on, bring that up.
In Psalms 89 and 14, justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne.
Right, the scriptures say justice and judgment is the habitation of the throne of the Lord, meaning this exists with the Lord. See? Go ahead.
Mercy and truth shall go before thy face.
And you see what mercy and truth is in the same breath. You know, by you getting this truth, that's a form of mercy right there. All right, go ahead, huh?
Blessed is the people that know of the joyful sound.
Woo! Read that one more time. Huh?
Blessed is the people that know the joyful sound.
Yeah, blessed are the people that know of the joyful sound. Right now, we giving off a sound. And if you're able to dance to this music, then you blessed, man. Okay? Yeah, get that real quick.
Yeah, this is Matthew 11 and 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is likened unto children sitting in the market and calling to their fellows.
Yeah, and that symbolizes us. We're in the markets and we calling to our fellows. Go ahead.
And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, ye have not lamented.
kind. Yep. Stop. Hold on. Real talk. The spirit, yep. I thought y'all. Yeah, go
It
ahead.
says, blessed is the people that know the joyful sound. They shall walk, O Lord, Yahweh shall shine in the light of thy countenance.
Oh, meaning what? In his knowledge, man.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? All right, so come on. Yep, go ahead.
Yep. This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 2. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways.
Right, that's Jake, man. Always trying to, oh Lord, you know?
As a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power.
Go ahead.
They ask of me the ordinances of judgment. They take delight in approaching to the Most High.
Right, yeah, because they want to come in the presence of the Lord, which really in reality, you can't approach the throne of the Lord unless you get invited, man. Straight up, you know. Now the Lord will call a lot of spirits in, but there's only a few that's going to be chosen, you know. But Jake got this zeal, but I think that's what that's Romans 10 chapter.
They have zeal for the most of
Yeah, but it ain't according to knowledge, you know. So they want to approach the Lord, but they want to approach the Lord in their folly, man. You know? Yeah, you gotta even approach the, you know, you gotta approach the Lord a certain way. You gotta serve the Lord a certain way, man. And the Lord very meticulous, very particular, man. Hey, Noah couldn't build the ark the way he wanted to build it. He had to get certain wood, he had to get certain pitch, gopher wood. The temple had to be built a certain way. When you make certain sacrifices to the Lord, you got to go about it a certain way. Even when you teach this word, you got to teach it a certain way, man. Yeah. So just because you got a desire to seek the Lord, you know, a nigga go to the judge, you go to prison, you read the Bible for the 6 months, you think the Lord dealing with you, man. The Lord ain't dealing with you, man. All right, come on.
Go. It's Exodus chapter 20, verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet.
Hey, where you at? Can you jump up where they wanted to design to talk to the Lord themselves? If you can't find it, if you can't find it, yeah, let's go up on that, okay? Because that was written for a reason right there. That was written for a reason. Because you want to, hey, you want to skip the authority, and that's Jake, man. Jake want to bypass, you know.
Keep it up, guys.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you,
I've
bro.
listened to you guys a couple of times. I like that you study the Bible.
Okay.
And that you know it really well. And I'm glad that somebody's out here representing the way that you do. I saw you over there preaching the other day. You guys know the Bible really well, and the tribes of Judah and the tribes of Issachar and all those tribes, they're pretty freaking awesome. I've studied
call all
the
y'all about
and you know what? The Moabites, Jesus knows that. You know about this stuff. You guys are representing really good. I like your outfits too because they bring attention to a much needed cause.
Well, that's a spectacle.
And
That's
so,
it.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you, brother.
sometimes you make it a spectacle.
Yep.
You guys keep it up.
Thank you, brother. And that was the spirit of the Lord, man. Hey, because why? We about to go into some heavy times, man. So the Lord, you know, periodically, he will give us pep talks, man. But you got to be spiritual to pick up on it. Yeah, let another man commend you. Oh, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter 2, it talk about that. Matter of fact, somebody get that real quick. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 14 real quick.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, in the Apocrypha 7:14. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Being commended for the gifts that come from learning.
Right? You being commended for the gifts that come from learning, man. So that means that we must be those men. Not because of our own strength. The Lord show you, man. What else you want, man? Read that one more time, man. What else you want, man? Well, it always happens.
Yeah.
You know? But you got to be spiritual to see what the Lord's saying. The Lord ain't going to stoop down to your level. You got to take a glimpse into how he do it. Come on, read it again.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 14. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of the Most High.
Are we not using it? You don't have to be in your house. You know what I mean? Go ahead, you're supposed to be out here pushing it. Go ahead, Al.
It says, being commended for the gifts that come from learning.
It said being commended for the gifts that come from learning. Why? So, hey, you see, when that was the Lord just really giving us a pep talk. Like, look, y'all doing the right thing, man. That was the guy who walked up and said it. He don't know what compelled him to say that. That was the real Lord.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, you got something?
I got it.
Oh, okay, if you can't find it.
You see, he said it.
This is John chapter 15 and verse 16. Ye have not chosen me,
Yep, that's it.
but I have chosen you.
Right, yeah. See, this what makes this doctrine foreign. This is not of this world. It's not bound by, you know, the realms of the earth. Because usually on the earth, you can put your mind to something. If you just put your mind to it, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. That don't apply over here, man. You can't say, you know what, I'm gonna be the next big prophet. I'm gonna study and I'm gonna be the next. No, you can't do that over here, man. You have to be ordained and sanctioned by Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You see, the Lord's so cold. That's why when you read, I think it's 1 Corinthians 1, around 27, it tells you how the Lord set up men that were base men. You know? See what I'm saying? So it could be like a splash to it. You know, it could be a certain shock value. Who are these guys?
That's it.
You don't have paperwork validating your understanding, your knowledge. Where your degree at? You don't even have a GED. What the hell was that, man? See that shit?
Yeah, man.
I thought it was a dog.
I thought it was a dog at first too.
Hey, man, this place crazy, man. Go ahead.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye.
Oh, when you go into that word chose, it goes back to elect. It goes back to elect. Because when you pick and choose, let's just say if you're shopping, right? You might have a certain rack of clothes. Matter of fact, look up that word right quick. Let's go to the blue letter. That's what we're here to do, right? We're here to teach. So let's look up that word. Y'all got to see.
No.
So that's how the Lord have always went about it. He always chose. Matter of fact, while I looking at it, somebody give me Jeremiah 3 and 14. Real quick. Jeremiah 3 and 14. Whoever got it, Jeremiah.
What time did y'all get out here?
Midnight. Jeremiah 3 and 14. Somebody got that?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
Right, and that's dealing with the process. The Lord, when you take something, you choose it. You don't choose the Lord, you know. He took us. He took us and pulled us away, all right? Just like when you read Genesis 12th chapter, when dealing with Abram, which was his name at the time, it tells you how the Lord took him from his father's house, and from his kindred, you know? That's a form of choosing someone. Like I said, did you get that? I don't know what they got right here. That's it, yeah, look it up.
Okay, this is the word choose in John 15 and 16, Strong's G 1586.
Oh, let's go to the definition. Oh, see 144 right there, right?
Oh, good, yeah.
See 144 right there.
Man.
Hey, that's bad. You think that's a coincidence? The word right there for choose, and I said the spirit. It goes back to the elect. The 144 right there.
Yeah.
Lord, bad, man. Now I want you to go into the pronunciation of that word.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says for choose.
Eklegomon.
Which goes back to elect.
Yeah.
Goes back to elect, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It says to pick out.
To pick out. Let's say if you're shopping, right? You got a rack of shirts, a jeans, a rack of shoes. You pick the shoe you want. You pick the shirt you want.
Yeah.
And he's going to show you that as you read on. Go ahead.
Choose to pick or to choose out for oneself.
Go ahead.
It says of the Most High choosing whom he judged fit to receive his favor.
Right, so the Lord chose us to receive his favor, man. It wasn't us.
and separated from the rest of mankind.
Ooh, and separated from the rest of mankind, man.
To be a peculiarly.
Oh, and that's heavy because if you go shopping, you don't take everything at the mall. You take what you want, man.
What you like or
No. Oh, this example or this analogy might not be, you know, convenient. But let's just say if a guy, let's just say you got a rap star, NBA YoungBoy or whatever, right? He performing. All those girls out there want him.
Yep.
But that don't mean he take all of them back to the after party. He pick the ones that he wants. Take that, man.
Yep.
That's a sign of royalty. Okay, go ahead.
It says to be attended to continually by his gracious oversight, i.e. the Israelites.
Yeah. Yeah, so go back to
this is John chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
Right, so the Lord chose us, man. And you can't will yourself into the good graces of the Lord, man. Don't care what you do, right? You can get someone to shirt off your back.
Lord chosen us.
Yeah, that don't solidify your salvation by no means. You got to be numbered amongst the elect. Guess what? You have to qualify for that. You got to be an Israelite, man.
That's it.
Straight up. Go ahead,
Come and ordain you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain. And whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
And what really do the elect desire? Mercy. So that's what in our spirit we ask from the Lord is mercy. So that's what the Lord is going to give us, man. The Lord is going to give us mercy. You know what I'm saying? You got something? Yep. Yep. So yep, you can bring that out.
It's Exodus chapter 19, verse 7. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded them. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people to the Most High. Yep. At verse 9, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord.
That's more than
I know, it's like.
It's
like a builder. It's like a builder.
Yep. It says, verse 10, and the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
Yeah, so in order for you to even approach the Lord and come into his hearing, you got to be clean. Matter of fact, somebody get a couple precepts. Somebody get Psalms 119 and 8. I think that is. And what's that? St. John 15 and 3. Yeah, get that St. John 15 and 3. While they get it, I'll read that part one more time.
It says, at verse 10, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
Yeah, let them wash their clothes. Well, there's a reason for that. Read.
And be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
Right, so in order for them to even approach the Lord, they had to present themselves in a certain manner. They had to wash their clothes. And the spiritual overtone to that spills over to this day. That legacy continues to this day. We are being clean before we can be joined to Yahweh Shah, man. Oh, and when you read in Ezra, you know,
wash them in the river.
get that? No, well, no, you can get that too. But what's the one I'm talking about in Ezra? Well, the virgin bathed in oil for 6 months.
You talking about Esther?
Esther, that was
Esther, the second chapter.
Get that. Hold that on there too. That's all symbolic to what you see tonight. You know, right now. Oh, I'm good. I ain't not gonna see that. Man, I promise I ain't not gonna say that. That's all symbolic to what we see tonight, man. But this is the time of midnight. We're in the time where the Lord is about to get ready. The day is dawning. Okay? The morning is here. And let it not marvel you that this could be the year that the economy could crash, man. All hell break loose out here in America, man. The very landscape of this place changed drastically and dramatically, man. the America as you once knew it is not going to be the same, man. All right, come on, Paul.
I got the one in.
You got that?
Yeah.
What you got?
I got that second name.
Okay, get that real quick, then we'll get.
I got the Esther 2.
Yo, hold that. You got St. John 15 too?
Oh no, I got you want the St.
Like,
John 15.
you give me Psalms 119 and 8.
Which one?
And get
St. John
15 and 3. Hold that too with the other one.
Okay,
All right, get what you got real quick, then we get these other pieces.
This is second Ezra chapter 2. We start at verse 39. Verse 38. Arise and stand and behold the number of those that are sealed in the feast of the Lord, which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Right, and that's concerning us, man, and all of you believers out there. We have departed from the shadow of the world. That shadow symbolizes the misinformation that America promotes. This place distorts history and all that, man. But see, now the Lord has brought us out of that shadow into this light. You know, go ahead up.
And have received glorious garments of the Lord.
Ooh, and that's this knowledge. All right, go ahead.
Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which are filled with the law of the Lord.
Yeah. We're just talking about this book in its entirety. That's the law of the Lord, man. Proper understanding of the scriptures, period. That's why the scripture said the kingdom of heaven is like a man bring out treasures of old India. Go ahead.
It says, the number of thy children whom thou longest for.
And that's dealing with the elect, that number, that precious number. Go ahead.
Is fulfilled.
It's fulfilled. Read.
Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning.
Right, which links up to Ephesians, the first chapter. Those who was called into this truth and preordained to see the salvation of our Lord Yahushua from the foundation of the world, man. Right, that's what that's going into, right?
May be hallowed.
Might be hallowed, right?
It says, I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people.
A great, oh, they got the word great again. A great people. You're witnessing a great people right here. See?
What's going on?
Witness your next rulers. Witness the next rulers of the planet Earth. That's what you're witnessing. Esau don't want to hear that type of shit, man. You see that? She asked, she said, what's going on?
Sorry, I didn't see the
No, it's okay. No. Go ahead. She's crying now. Read. No, go ahead.
Whom I could not number, and they all praise the Lord with song. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature.
And that's dealing with our Lord Yahushua. Okay? That's the highest power conceivable right there. Who created you. He created the planet Earth and everything that you see, man. From the fowls of the air to the creepy crawling things to the beasts of the field. Go ahead.
Taller than the rest.
Right, taller than the rest, man. He was exalted more than all. Go ahead.
And upon every one of their heads he set crown, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Yep, see that? Go ahead. Oh, no, I mean, you know, you'll just go ahead and get right there. So that's just, that's a beautiful, that's one of the top. That's right there. That's the final scene of the movie, man. That's what you desire to be a part of right there, man. Because in that day when the Lord crowned you, there's no reversal. You made it.
New bodies and all.
I made it. Now you can say, Mama, I made it. Give me John first, then we'll build up to the Esther.
This is John 15:3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Right. Which, let's go back to what Moses said. Scripture said you are clean through the word that I have spoken unto you. Meaning it's your Howard Side clean you. Somebody give me Malachi, the 3rd chapter, and start at the top. Hold that too. Yep, come on, get that real quick. You got that?
Back in Exodus chapter 19 and verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
Yep, and let them wash their clothes. Red devil. Yeah.
No, let's just go back.
Can't make that up. Yep. So the scriptures tell you that before the children of Israel can even come into the presence of the Lord, they had to first wash their garments. That's all a foreshadowing of what you're seeing play out now, man. We have washed our garments through the word, okay? Now, you just read John 15. Give me Psalms 119. Okay, real quick.
This is the book of Psalms 119.
think it's 8 or 9.
Yeah. Verse 9, it says, withal shall a young man cleanse his way.
Yeah, so how can a young man cleanse his way? Go ahead.
By taking heed thereunto according to thy word.
Which is your house shot. Now give me Malachi 3 and start at the top.
This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger.
Which that's dealing with John, you know, which we all, you know, if you have a pulse of, you know what I mean, what's going on throughout the landscape of Israel. You got these guys at ICPK. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Let's show you, man, that the scripture. Let's show you when you read, I think that's 2 Timothy 3. They talk about evil men and seducers and wax
Worse and worse. Yep.
Scriptures is spot on, man. For a guy to say, John, hey, even the so-called Christians will get on you. A Christian will cut you on that, man. You playing with fire now. A Christian will pull up on you and cut you with that. Go ahead.
It says, behold, I will send my messenger.
A Christian ain't cut nobody in a long time, man. You reviving the Christian. You reviving the so-called Christian now, man. Yeah, go ahead,
And he shall prepare the way before me.
Read, go ahead.
And the Lord whom ye seek.
And the Lord whom you seek, go ahead.
Shall suddenly come to his temple.
And that happened on all levels. Case in point, when you go back to your house shine the at 12 years old, he suddenly popped up in the temple, man. He started breaking the scriptures down to the lawyers and doctors. But now, in this lifetime, he suddenly popped up again in the spirit. Go ahead.
Even the messenger of the covenant,
Read.
whom ye delight in.
Go ahead.
Behold, he shall come.
Right, the Lord said he's going to come. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord
Read.
of hosts.
Uh-huh.
But who may abide the day of his coming?
Right, who's going to sit there? Who's going to abide that day when he comes? Go ahead.
And who shall stand when he appeareth?
Go ahead.
For he is like a refiner's fire.
And what else?
And like a fuller's soap.
And like a full of soap. So that's your house shine that's cleaning you.
See?
But this time through the word. So by us having this knowledge, we're being clean. It's not according to the outward man. Matter of fact, somebody give me, I think that's Samuel. 1 Samuel 16 and 7. You can get that too. And somebody give me Psalms. I think that's Psalm 7 and 10. Hey, Shalom. Give me Psalm 17 and 10. I mean 7 and 10.
It's Ephesians 5 verse 26. That he may sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water.
What's the word sanctify going to? Separate. Like, just say, for an example, if you cleaning out your car, the glove department, what's the first thing you do instinctively? You separate things. You separate the things you want to throw away versus the things that you deem to keep. When you wash your clothes, what you do? You separate, man. So that's what the scripture is going into. The Lord is all about separation, man. This is not a call to bring all so-called black people together. No, this is dealing with the serious-minded amongst the elected nation of Israel, man. See, not just a casual Israelite. Okay, go ahead, read that.
It's Ephesians 5 and 26 again, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
Right, so it's this word that cleanses you, not the outward man. There's nothing you can physically do, you know, to bring yourself into the good graces of the Lord. You got to clean yourself inwardly, all right? Which brings me to, what's that Psalm? I said Psalm 7 and 10. Bring that out real quick.
It's the Psalms.
And somebody get, what's that? Hosea 4 and 6. And also Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 28.
Psalm
because
7.
this is the ultimate mental game. What's the old saying, right? If you want to keep anything from a nigga, you put it in a book. Well, guess what? That was spiritual. That was concerning the Bible, man. Because our people ain't got they got a short attention span. They don't have the mental capacity to sit and digest the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, man. Which is going to be monumental. That's going to be something that's going to be much needed in the time we're approaching. There's about to be a great famine that sweep through America. All right, this place is going to shut down. The America as you once knew is not going to be the same. The dollar is on the verge of a collapse. And furthermore, the so-called white man is at the border, at the brinks of war, man. So right now, the Lord is breaking this place down strategically, man. This is a methodical and surgical strike of the Lord. What you're witnessing is beautiful times, man. This is something that you can't even frame. You know? Go ahead, come on.
God, this is Psalms 7 and 10. My defense is of the Most High.
See, my defense is of the Most High. It's nothing you can do. Oh, you got these guys, the Elder Monopolies out was bringing it out, where they making the rap songs about saving up guns and stuff like that. That's not going to save you. Read that one more time.
My defense is of the Most High.
My defense is of the Most High. Read, go ahead.
Which saveth the upright in heart.
Which saveth the upright in heart. When you go into that word heart in Hebrew, it translates to the mind. That word heart is law, which means your mind, okay? So this is the ultimate mental game. This is a wise counsel right here, man. And that's the only thing that pleases the Lord. The Lord, oh, matter of fact, give me, I know y'all got some precepts, but somebody give me Ecclesiastes, I think is 4, the Lord take no pleasure in fools. And whoever got Hosea 4 and 6, bring that out.
This is the book of Hosea 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Right, my people. These are the people of the Lord on this side. Our people walk around psycho babbling, rapping, you know, smoking blunts and cigarettes and stuff like that, right? Yeah, just bust out and start psycho babbling. That's a testament of the fall from grace of our people, man. A people that was once revered and was set up, you know. We are fallen, man. That's what the scripture's saying. Read that one more time.
It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
See that? So this thing is all about knowledge. This is the ultimate mental game over there. Right? Go ahead.
If thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
Yep. All right. So give me, give what you got.
Hey, this is Isaiah chapter 51 and 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Right. When you consider throughout the landscape of America, Babylon the Great, you don't see so-called Chinese hanging on a corner, or the so-called white man. You see older Jakes, older so-called Negroes in their 50s and 60s at the McDonald's, man. Just sitting around talking, man. Yeah. That's a prophecy being fulfilled. Read that again.
Isaiah 51 and 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Read.
As a wild bull in a net.
Right. You see Jake out there slap boxing. Go ahead.
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
Read that again. That's dealing with the Israelites, man. That's dealing with the Israelites. Go ahead.
Isaiah
you the people of the Most High, man.
Isaiah
This is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. Why? Because it gives you a play-by-play. It gives you a vivid illustration of the condition of our people. Something that our people going with these so-called self-proclaimed leaders, whether it was in the form of Al Sharpton or whatever, right? They can't give you the reason why. They can't diagnose and give you the, the diagnosis of why you're in the condition you're in. But we can. This is the prescription right here. We're telling you why you're in this position. Go ahead, Doc.
Isaiah 51 and 20 again. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Go ahead.
As a wild bull in a net.
Jake, wow. Our people, wow. Oh, and that net is symbolic to America. This is that net that was set up to trap our people. The laws, legislation that they set up is set up to trap you, man. It's set up to keep you in further derision, man. They'll pitch to you the American dream. Now all of a sudden you're in the studio. You're trying to make it, man. Before you know it, you pulled over. You had a gun, you shot. Oh, the brother, you might know the, what his name, played for Bama. Quinn Williams.
Oh, Quinn
Williams, man. Yeah, but Quinn Williams, right? He played for the Jets. He just got busted with a gun in New York. That was the work of the Lord. You know, guns illegal in New York, man. So his career might be done. He thought he made it. He thought he made it. He got caught with a gun in New York, man. That's a harsh law. You know what? That's going into that net. America set up these laws to trap you Jakes, man. And they know the man play football. They're going to treat him like a regular just thug. But see, that's the work of the Lord, man. He do that for you to consider it, you know? Come on, give me that. Read. Come on, let's read what we just read. Go ahead.
God, it says, they are full of fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy power.
Yeah, go ahead, read that one more time. Go ahead, they're caught in that bull.
Isaiah 51 and 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net.
Right. And that net is set up to trap you. That's dealing with America again. That's symbolic to America. Everything's set up, the laws and legislation, everything is set up.
So like, no lottery on the side of the building, but you see about 5, 6 Jakes out there just, what they doing? Like you said, slap boxing, smoking marijuana. All right, got drinks in their hands. They ain't doing nothing, man. Selling drugs. That's a wild bull, man. They full of the fury, man. Okay, y'all about shouldn't have a shot, man. They don't know where to go, man.
Hey, when you go to these certain projects, right? Like Collegeville and different projects, it's lottery laws, man. Now your auntie there, you gotta go and see her, right? But that's a trap, man. You get caught there by default, you're gonna get a trespassing charge. Right. Come on, y'all already know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. 51-20 again. Isaiah, thy sons have fainted, they lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy power.
Yep. So come on, give me what y'all got.
All right. This is Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right, and who is those possessors? The so-called white men. They slay us and they hold themselves not guilty, man. Right. Case in point, when you go back to way back in the days, Rodney King, they beat that dude on camera, man, and all of them, they got found not guilty, man.
Evidence and all.
Go ahead.
And they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich."
Right, and they sold us. Let's get some of these signs. Y'all got some signs? You can't get around that, man. They sold you, man. Hey, somebody give me Joel the 3rd chapter. Yeah, bring it out, huh?
It's Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 7.
You was commodity, man. You think there was a coincidence, man? You the children of the Most High. This was publicized and made, it was published and made public. And the Lord made a public mockery of you. Why? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. This wasn't just a random act, man. Come on, come on.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 7. All that found them have devoured them. Right. I'll read it again. It says, all that found them have devoured them.
Yeah, all that found us devoured us. And not just the so-called white man, but all these different nations devoured us. When you go into the history, right, when you take a more tedious approach, when you really research, all these nations had us in captivity at one point in time or another. Right. And they really hate you, man. You go in these Chinese, you send your gun to get our nails fixed. You ever notice those Moabites, those so-called Chinese, they start talking in their native tongue. Why? Because they talking shit about you. Right. They hate you, man. Right. They know that you the children of the Most High, man. See that? Come on, man. Go ahead, huh?
Yep. It says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said...
Oh, and that word adversary, see, we got enemies over here, man. Right. See, that's why when you go back into that civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, all them guys, they hurt Israel more than not. They try to push that narrative of coming together with your enemies, man. When these people hate you, there's no rehabilitating these other nations, man. I don't know if y'all ever, you brothers ever saw this movie, Long Kiss Goodnight. Y'all got to go watch that movie. When you watch that movie and you think about the Bible, it pretty much translates to us, man. It's centered around this woman. She was a lady, right? She was a hit woman, but she had got amnesia. And what happened was she was around all her enemies. And her enemies knew who she was, but she didn't know who they was. So that's us, man. We've been thrust into the midst of our enemies. They know who we are, man. They know that we the Israelites. Case in point. They use psychological warfare against us. They use biological warfare against us. They know that the Israelites, according to the law, we're not to eat pork, right? So what did they do? They made pork a delicacy, man. Out of all the meat on the planet Earth that you can eat, hey, giraffe even.
It's cheap. Giraffe is lawful.
Giraffe lawful, man. Big old giraffe. That's lawful, right? But they made pork a delicacy, man. They made shrimp and lobster a delicacy, man. That was a surgical strike. Go ahead, go ahead.
And by that, you know, so-called Native, Latino, and Negro, you more subject to have a stroke by the time you're 40 years old.
Man, your cholesterol gonna go through the roof, man. Okay?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the cheapest meat. They made it a delicacy. They made it accessible for you. Why? Because that's a surgical strike. Yeah, that's their biological warfare. And that's why the Lord said he's only dealing with those who deal with wisdom. Because now we're in a time where these devils is combating you with wisdom. They ain't just chasing you down and hanging you on the tree no more. They systematically putting you to death. Right. Come on, hold on, get what you got real quick. I will get what you got.
Yeah, the Psalms chapter 10, and
There's a lot of meat right there. No.
This Psalm 10, I'm starting at 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit.
Right. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit. That's talking about the so-called white man right there, man. And that mouth is symbolic to his laws and legislations that he lay out, man. Go ahead.
His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud.
And fraud. Hey, the very FRNs that you got, those Federal Reserve notes, that's fraud, man. So-called white man seized control of all the gold. Yeah, uncertain riches. When you go into Fort Knox, they took all the gold, which we going to, where was that? In Jekyll Island. You go back to Jekyll Island, that meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Where the bankers took all the gold. And they gave you FRNs, man. And you got Jake to this day, right? They on Instagram with lots of money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the so-called white man running circles around us, man. Go ahead.
It said his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
Right, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. These are the real rulers of the planet Earth, man. Which the Illuminati is scripture. We can go to scripture and show you that. This is what you got to pay attention to. They're about to make a transition, a hard transition into the microchip. That's the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation 13 chapter. His money is about to become obsolete. Oh, and I know y'all know about the coronavirus. They're even saying in China right now that the coronavirus is being spread through money, man.
If I may,
Go ahead,
the WHO, the World Health Organization, made a declaration that stopped using paper money because they're saying viruses are now being spread through money.
Yeah. So that's supporting Catholic society. Oh man. Well, you got to understand that this is a global network. The beast system is global. All right? That's why you got the RFID chip and you got the NFC chip as well. The near field, what that is? The near field communication chip. Okay? So that's what they about to go into. And this is going to change the very way you go about your business. You know, when you was used to going about your day-to-day, your business as usual, you're going to have to get this chip, right? Yeah, and that's the mark of the beast, which this chip requires surgical, that requires surgery right there. Karak, which means something that implanted in you. Like, it goes back to the word stake, which means they're going to stake their claim. That means they own you now. So when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, if you receive this chip, there's really no repenting from that. So the Lord said, we the prophets of the Lord. We're going to tell you straight up. Right. Now, we were sent out here to warn you before all hell breaks loose. Hey, America is recorded in the scriptures. No. This is a heavy place. America. When you read the scriptures, all the prophets spoke about this place right here, man. That's right. This is a bad place.
Babylon the Great.
Yep, what's that?
Babylon the Great.
That's it. The brother got it, man. Babylon the Great, man. Hey, that's beautiful, man. You see brothers waking up, man.
Yes.
You know?
Quick precept.
Yeah, bring it up.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Right now, you really should be trembling because the Lord has sent, hey, this is really a death threat, man. By will of the Lord. Go ahead up.
It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, coming, for it is nigh at hand.
Go ahead. Yeah, bring it up. That was it on that? What you got?
Yeah, I got you.
Bring it up.
This is Romans chapter 1, verse 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
Yeah, so this word is out there. Okay, good. You want to expound on the point?
Oh, yeah. Basically saying that the creation of the world are clearly seen right now. Things are made back from the beginning all the way until now, man. Right? And mind you, the scripture in Revelations, right, which speaks about the mark of the beast, that was back in the Roman Empire. Right. So now you're starting to see it play out before your very eyes, man. All right? They let you know that the things are written before time in the scriptures that come to pass now, man. And you look on the news, right? You start to see it every single day, man. You know?
Yeah. And the so-called white man and his diabolical approach he's using these different plagues and pestilences to push forth his agenda, which is going to come in the form of the new world. Oh, matter of fact, what's that, the Job 2? Y'all get that Job, the 20th chapter? Talk about his enterprise.
Oh,
like
that's Job 5. I can get that real quick.
Yeah, get that, Job, the 5th chapter. Y'all, you got something?
I just had that Romans 15:4.
Yeah, you bring that out.
Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime
Break that out.
were written for our learning. So everything that the brother's talking about in the scriptures, it was written for our learning. Who's the our? All of these people that's on this sign, man. This whole warning, when I read Joel 2:1, it said, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. That trumpet is a warning trumpet. That warning trumpet is blown for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to come back to the Most High. All right, while they still got time. So everything that was written in the scriptures was written for us. 2,000, 4,000, whenever time in history it was written for us here in these modern times. All right, because this is a book of prophecy. Prophecy meaning things that were spoken in past that was going to happen right now. So everything we speaking about, it was already written in these scriptures. It says that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So this is why we bringing out these scriptures. All right, so we won't think that America is the end all be all. We're gonna die in the ghettos. You know what I mean? We gonna just work a job all our life. No, we got a kingdom that's coming, man.
Right.
All right. For those of the elect and those that believe on these words that we're speaking about, the scripture says one more time. It says that we through patience. Patience is what? Just suffering, man. Wait. You know what I'm saying? It says and comfort. So those that have received these words that was written aforetime, you done receive comfort here in these end times.
Hey, can I say something?
Got it, right?
That comfort comes in the form of knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, you know? And there's a such thing as reincarnation too.
Right.
There's such thing as reincarnation. You know? There's gonna be a change of the guard, a changing of the guard. Right. Okay, right now you got Esau.
Yeah.
Okay. The so-called white man that's in power.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just that you know he's still in power right here. This is what the world praises.
And when you read the scriptures is a book that's based upon biblical timelines that features the rise and fall of the kingdom. Right. You know? So it's no coincidence that, you gotta think about it, right? When you go back to the time of hardcore slavery, right? You had a plantation with a family of 5 white people and 20 jakes.
You know what I'm saying?
20 so-called Negroes, but they was all in order.
Come on.
Nobody tried to ever overthrow the white. That was the spirit of the Lord. Because it was their time to rule over you, man. Matter of fact, somebody give me that real quick. I think that's Daniel, the 2nd chapter. In like the 21st verse.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can get Daniel, the 4th chapter too. But get that Daniel, the 2nd chapter. That was a miracle, man. That showed you that the spirit of the Lord rests on the planet of the earth, man. Right? Yeah. Dogs everywhere. Yeah. That's why you read Job, the 30th chapter. Yeah, you go into that, man.
Some of the
Come on,
same
man.
dogs.
That's why we out here. Go ahead,
down the street.
Yeah, this is Daniel chapter 2 and 21. And he changes the times and the seasons. He removed kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise.
But the Lord said he removeth kings and set up kings. That's symbolic to the rulership on the planet Earth. That was the time when we was ruling. Yeah? And the Lord took us down, man.
And that's what they call the dog ages. And then they call the time dog ages.
Yep, the dog ages. There you go, bro.
Right, bro.
They even called it the Byzantine Empire too. When you go into the Byzantine, that word means backwards. The so-called white man and his historians, they framed it as the backwards empire. They're like, oh, these niggas are moving. Right. You know? But when you go into Revelation, the 20th chapter, you go into a vivid illustration, play by play. You know, we go into the 1,000 years. I think that was around 3 AD to 1300s. And it lines up with history because around the 1300s, going into the 1400s, that was Cristobal Colon came over here and started exploring. He started taking down the natives, took down our people, and he conquered the known world, man. You got this weak homo in power, man. Come on, man, think about it, man. You mean tell me that guy in power, man? Hey, right now, if everything was equal, right, I would just let loose the Golden State Warriors on them niggas. And they'll I say I'm gonna take LeBron James and a couple of guys and Patrick Mahomes and take them down. But why? They can't do it because why? The spirit is with the so-called white man being in power right now. Matter of fact, somebody give me 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Give what you got real quick.
All right, yeah, this 2 Ezra 4 and 37. By measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times. He do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
Right, so that means these different rulers and these rulerships got to play out their part. When you go into the ancient, you go into history. You had the Assyrians, you had the ancient Babylonian Empire, you had the Medo-Persian Empire. Guess what? Those different kingdoms, at that time, them people didn't think those kingdoms was gonna fall. They didn't think that the Medo-Persian Empire was gonna fall. They didn't think that King Darius was gonna fall, but he ultimately failed, right? Just like now, these people think the so-called white man gonna reign forever, but no, he got a certain time when he can't pass. All right? Go ahead.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Right, and that happened to us, man. Oh, what's that movie? Roots. I don't know if y'all ever saw it. It's an old one of those old slave movies, period pieces. Remember the movie Roots? She had to put the girl Kizzy.
Yep.
And her daughter got pulled away from her. That was the scriptures.
Yep.
The scriptures narrating it. Read that again.
Yep. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
And that happened to us, man. We was given to the so-called white man in these auction blocks, which when you go to 5 Points South, that was like an auction block.
Yep.
You go to 5 Points in Atlanta.
Yep.
Right? All this was different pressure points where they sold us.
Yep.
Yep. You had this. They separate the families.
Gator bait.
Oh, you had gator bait. Which one? You said that, bro?
Yeah.
That's the brother got it, bro.
Straight up.
That's it, brother.
Yep.
Go right on point, man. You got plenty of signs, man, that you can get with a gator bait.
The gator bait. Hold that. Oh, this the gator bait.
It's
Right,
on
gator bait right there. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they have picture books.
That's a real picture right there.
Oh, now, it is another picture, man. A picture that's really heartbreaking. You know the picture where they had, this is it right here. No. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
But they was on the law, they were trying to figure out how to get away, man. That's what used to happen to our little babies, man. They try to figure out how to get away from the alligators. That was a game to these Edomites, man. And a baby, with the little mental capacity he had to try to figure out how to get away from the alligator. When he should be playing with toys, man. All right, come on, we go get them. Goddamn. Fuck you up, man. Right. But go ahead,
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people,
Read.
and thine eyes shall look and fare with longing for them all the day long.
The moving roots. Oh, what's the other one? Well, 12 years a slave. When the girl kept crying, he was like, man, chill out.
All day long.
She was crying all day long. Guess what? That was the spirit of the Lord brought that out, man. She was crying all day, remember? He was telling the man, chill out. She just kept crying. That was the scripture, man. The Lord brought that out, man. Right. Go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Right, no might in your hand. There's nothing you can do to get your child back, man. Right. That's what we were subject to, man. Under these devils, man. Come on.
This is our Job chapter 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Right, there's no
one.
rehabilitating the so-called white man. All right, go ahead.
Sin, his days are determined.
Right, his days are determined. The Lord have set a measure, a bound where he can't pass. It's numbered, man, down to the last millisecond that America is going to be destroyed, man. And a thermonuclear holocaust. That's the scriptures, man. World War III is biblical. And this is how the Lord is going to overthrow the so-called white man. Why? Because this is how he came into power. That's what you call justice. Matter of fact, you know what, real quick, give me Proverbs 26 and 27 real quick. Because somebody might say, well, hold up. Why the Lord got to use World War III to take down the white man? He can use a natural disaster. He can use a volcano. No, man, the Lord is about justice. The Lord going to take them down the way they came into power.
That's right.
Did not this devil bomb these other nations and wreak havoc on the planet of the earth? Yeah, they had the Jews, man. Come on,
yeah, this is Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
That's how bad the Lord is. The same pit you dug, you're going to fall in it, man. Go ahead.
And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him.
And that stone is symbolic to their weapon.
Yep.
Right. When they did these different airstrikes, which they have these airstrikes all the time. You know, they control the media. They're not going to report everything they do. There's a storm. That was a form of the airstrikes.
Yep.
So that's a form of that stone. He that rolleth a stone is going to fall upon him. So the Lord going to take them out in the same fashion. Go ahead.
Yeah, God, this is Psalms chapter 7 And verse 16.
Oh, can I say real quick? When you read Revelation, we'll talk about the weight of the milsons.
The talent, yeah.
It's compared to what? The talent, 75 pounds. You know?
Yep, yes, God. That's the last stage of the milsons.
That's a stone, man.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, this Psalm 7, Salakia. And I'm gonna start at 12. It says, if he turned not, he would wear his sword. He have bent his bow and made it ready.
Right, and that bow is somebody to those silos. Right, where the missiles come from. Go ahead.
This Psalm 7:13, it says, he have also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the prosecutors.
Yeah, those arrows is those missiles, man. Which if you Google, right, broken arrow, that's a term for the military.
That's it.
It's symbolic to when a missile get lost, go missing. So it's no coincidence why these different militaries, they use the buzzword arrow. And when you read the scriptures, it's talking about arrow. Matter of fact, I think that's Psalm 68 too. Oh, get 2nd Ezra 16, get that too, or 13. 13 and 16 is?
16, 13.
Yeah, hold that, go ahead out.
It says, behold, he travailed with iniquity and have perceived mischief and brought forth falsehood.
That's talking about the so-called white man, man. This devil conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood, man. He distorted all the history, man. Oh, even to this very day, indictment against him, he's trying to take slaves out the history book, man.
Yep.
Why? Because he's the devil, man.
That's right.
It's not in his best interest to push the truth, man.
Yep.
Talking about we was indentured slaves.
Yeah, you came over here to make a better way for your family. By the way, I'm gonna come over here in a slave ship.
You know what I mean? Tight fat. You can beat my back all day long, and I agree to this.
Just so I can have a job.
Just so I
Raw
can have a
potato
job.
for dinner and shit. Right here.
You're telling me I was in my land where everything was plentiful. We had our law, we had the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You telling me I agreed to that?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
And that's them devils' pits too. They like to say they symbolize the world.
Name change.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yep. And that's vibration to that. Yep. You change our name, your last name Washington, all of a sudden. That's a vibration to that, man. Yep. When you go into what's that number? Where it say number the men according to the house of their fathers. Yep. That's why when you go into the ancient world, a brother might say, "Hey, yo, I'm a Rum, Bun, Yahweh, Bun Yashar." You say you the son of a certain tribe, man. And that held weight, man. So these devils, they got a very meticulous approach. Yep. You know? They know. That's why the scriptures say they are wiser than Daniel. Right? All right, come on.
It says, he have made a pit and digged it.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's fallen into the ditch which he made.
Right. What's the case in point to that? They had these ICBM, well, at the time they had them atomic missiles, atomic bombs. And they was using that to throw around their weight. But now all these other nations got these missiles, man. The same pit that they dug, now they're gonna fall in it. Yep. Because now you got, for an example, you got Pakistan.
Korea.
Yeah, Korea. Oh yeah, North Korea. We already know about him, Rocket Man. Yeah. But you got Pakistan. You got a bunch of East Indians with sandals. Yeah. And dockers, button-up shirts. Goddamn ICBM. Hey, matter of fact, give me Joel the 3rd chapter real quick. Hey, the Lord bad, man. Hey, that's an old saying. There's no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Right.
And guess who take us serious, man? The elites of Esau. Give me the sign. Those who really control the planet Earth. Those who seize control of all the minerals and the resources, the gold, the silver, the diamonds. They take us serious, man. There's people walking by us that laughing at us. Guess who take us serious? The bankers, man. They know what we're saying is true. Oh, yeah, go ahead, give what you got real quick.
Oh, this Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon. So like, this is Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow.
All ye that bend the bow, meaning what? All of you that possess this nuclear capability. You got to remember, this book is a book of dark sayings, which requires a man to understand and shed light upon. It's compiled with grave sentences, man. So those arrows is dealing with the missiles. Matter of fact, give me Ezekiel 38. I think that is where it says handling towards. Come on, read this again.
Cut. This Jeremiah 50:14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
What's Babylon? That's America, man.
He said, all ye that bend the bow.
All ye that bend the bow, meaning all these nations that possess nuclear capability, man.
Shoot at her.
Shoot at her.
Spare no arrows.
Spare no arrows. America is going to be pelted with over 200 million missiles. See how crazy that sounds? But guess what? That's in the scriptures, man. America is going to be violently, huh?
You said 200 million billion?
Yeah.
That's in the scriptures.
That's according to the Bible. You want me to get it?
It actually says
Yeah,
200
this is
million billion.
this is Revelation chapter 9:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
200,000 would be 200 million.
Right. That's what he said.
200 million billion.
Okay, well, it was a slip of the tongue, but you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say this, right? I was in the ballpark, right?
Yeah, you were the ballpark.
Yeah.
But I know what I meant to say. It's going to be 200 million missiles. Okay, read that again.
Yeah, cut. This Revelation 9:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
Right. So that's the fate of America, man. This place is going to be overthrown violently.
That's right.
According to the scriptures.
Those were violence. Oh, did it?
Yeah, answer that. Hey, you got a question
They
for
got a
me?
question for you. One question for you.
How many missiles per state that is?
I'm sorry?
How many missiles per state that is?
How many missiles per state?
Yes. If it's 200 million. And
No, 20. That'd be
Y'all wiser than Daniel now.
5 million each.
That's like
5 million? I can't go to 24. There
Think
you
about
go.
what you're saying.
4 million each, right?
That's right.
Is that not overkill?
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's almost one for every person in Alabama.
Well, that's going to create that lake of fire.
That's
What the scriptures talk about, that lake of fire. Now give me that Psalm 68. Yeah, that lake of fire. A lot of people in their possession, they perceive that to be talking about hell. But the Bible don't support that. That hell is dealing with Babylon. Give me that Psalm 68.
Yeah, that does sound a lot more logical.
Oh, you're talking about
So what now? So what now?
That sounds like it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, because this is the most wickedest kingdom ever erected. Okay? Come on, give me what you got. That word said an arrow, flood like the water.
Look, it's about 58. Yeah, this Psalms chapter 58.
I got a question. Who Jesus coming back for? The so-called Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this. Y'all believe in the Bible, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, let me ask you this. First and foremost, yeah, like the brother said, that's a good question.
Right.
Who the Lord coming back to save?
His
The redeemed. The redeemed.
Yeah,
So
that's,
you
got it.
that's you right, but who are the redeemed? Go a little deeper. Who
children
The
of
people
is the
who
redeemed?
have chosen to believe on His
So
name.
I understand that's true, but you got to put a name to that, to those pronouns you're using. Give me a name.
That could be anybody.
No. Scripture don't say that could be
children of
anybody.
Israel, you mean?
This is
Say
the
it
book
again.
of Luke.
You say the children of Israel?
There you go, the elect
That's
of the
right.
nation
The
of Israel.
elect of the nation
This is
of
the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath revisited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation.
Hold on. We got to examine that. Read that again.
It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Right, it said the Lord God of Israel. In the Hebrew, that word God translates to Allah, right? Which means power.
Yes.
So the Lord said he's the power of Israel. He didn't say he's the power of Moab, the power of Ammon, the power of Edom, the power of Ishmael. He's the power of Israel, right? Go ahead.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people,
Redeemed his people, that's possessive. Go ahead.
and have raised up a horn of salvation for us
For us, that's possessive.
in the
If I say, look, we gonna cook us. That's down south too.
a whole lot of people.
We gonna eat, fish tonight. That don't mean you gonna eat it. All right, go ahead.
And have visited and redeemed his people,
Redeem his people. Go ahead.
and have raised up a horn of salvation for us
And that word horn goes back to power, a power of salvation for us. Go ahead. Let me ask you this: who need to be saved, man? If I was an innocent bystander, I'd say, come on, let's get this sign out here, man. If if I was an innocent bystander, I say these people need to be saved.
Everybody needs
That's
to
a
be
lie.
saved.
That's a lie.
Everybody,
That's a lie,
well,
bro.
who,
That's a
how,
lie, bro.
well, when, why,
That's a lie,
where?
bro.
Actually, it's Jesus said that no man.
I love it.
He once said no man fall into sin and fall into destruction of hell.
Oh, I can't hear you, brother. Say that again.
Jesus said that it's not his desire that anyone should perish, but that all have everlasting life.
Right, that's talking about all of the elect.
No,
Of Israel.
everyone.
That's about
So,
all
like,
of
if
Israel.
we,
Let me ask you this. If that was the case, then that would mean that there's a schism in
But
the...
Jesus came to not only fulfill the law of Israel, but to go forward beyond that.
Read that again. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Saying that Jesus came to fulfill the law.
That's right.
Okay, but then also the law of the Old Testament, but then also to move forward and to bring about
It didn't say
heaven
that,
on
brother.
earth. Yes, it does.
Go to the scripture. Give me the scripture.
Let's see here, all throughout the Gospels.
No, don't say that all throughout the gospel.
Scriptures, the book, the chapter.
I don't have
Now, I'm gonna say this.
just
What it
because I
means
don't
by
have
fulfill,
the actual
It
thing.
means by fulfill, that means when you go into the Old Testament, for an example, Zechariah 9:9.
He
Psalm
became
22. Hold on for a second. It would mean that Yahweh Shai, which that's his true name, he had to come and fulfill what was written of him in the Old Testament.
Right. I
So
agree.
hold up, with that established, right? I'm going to get something. I'm going to see if you're going to be fair right here. Give me Malachi 3:6 right quick. Somebody, real quick. And you got Psalms? Somebody give me Psalms. You know what I want.
147.
You want the sword? Yeah, go to that.
I already got it.
All right, hold up, real quick. Let I get this real quick.
Psalms 147 and Psalms 147 and 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
Now, who is Jacob?
Israel.
Israel. Thank you. Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Unto Israel. Go ahead.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right, now somebody might say, they might rebuttal that by saying, well, hold up, that's the old angry God of the Old Testament. But there's a more kinder, friendlier.
Well, see.
Hold up, man. Hold up for a second. There's a more kinder, friendlier of the New Testament in the form of sweet Jesus. Now, real quick, give me Malachi 3:6.
Yeah.
Hold up.
This is Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
I change not.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob.
Sons of who?
Sons of Jacob.
Sons of Israel.
Are not consumed.
So the Lord don't change, and that benefits who? Jacob. So when you read the New Testament, that's dealing with the Israelites. Even when you go into Gentiles, and we can show you that. For an example.
So, well, you know, if what you're saying is true, then you have everything to fear. I have everything to fear because
I don't have anything to
you're
fear.
you're not Jewish. You're not from Israel.
I am a Jew.
We're not Jewish.
Yeah, we're not Jewish. Right. We are
But
the
you're
real
not
Israelites.
descendants of Israel. I
We the
mean,
real.
you're not
Only,
from Israel.
salvation is only for the nation of Israel. That's how you simplify this. Now, your only hope is that you're an Israelite.
Actually,
that's the
it's
only hope
not.
for
It's
anybody.
for all.
Huh?
Salvation is for all
No,
who seek
it's only
his
for the
name.
Israelites. We just read that the Lord don't change. Hold on, get what you got real quick. We're going to let the scripture speak too now. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 5,
That's it.
verse 30. The power of our fathers raised up Yahweh Shai.
There it go again. Our Father. If I was to talk to you, right, and I say, man, hey, yo.
That doesn't say anything about him not changing.
we ain't finished yet. We ain't finished.
Go ahead.
A father is dealing with a household.
Right.
Your father's not my father. That's a separation
true.
in itself. Go ahead.
Raised up Yahweh Shai, whom he slew and hanged on the tree.
Read.
Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
Now you got to know what you got to say about that.
No, I'm just.
We don't have
that's
anything to
fine.
say about it. Come
That's
on,
fine.
honey.
There you go. Get him out of here, baby.
You're
Get him out
good.
of here.
Psalms 147 and 20. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his
Walk of
judgments,
shame.
they have not known them.
Right. That's why he can't get scripture.
That's right.
Because he's of another nation, and he can't. The Lord is not co-signing
Nah, he
him.
ain't
The
getting
Lord co-signing us.
Nah.
Because he's just speaking out of the lust of his own heart.
Yep.
But we going into scriptures to back us up.
He that got an ear, gonna hear.
Say it again, bro.
He that got an ear, gonna hear.
Yeah, right. He that have an ear gonna hear.
Right, dog.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
And that's it.
That's it, dog. That's it, brother. That's it, brother.
That's it, man. That's it. He that leadeth into captivity. And that's a cut right there, man. We bring that scripture out. There's no way around that, man. All right. You got something else out? Yeah, come on. What you got?